first, which is the leading one, is actually the entrepreneurs. That's why it's so big, apart from the length of the word. But it's really the leaders in each ecosystem, and it was the case in Bulgaria. I mean, they were pushing for years, and I was witnessing this development because I was involved in startups since 2000, both as an investor, mentor, and founder myself. So everything started with the push of entrepreneurs in all various directions, and what we see is very interesting. I call it the Generation Z, X, and Y. The Generation Z were the people that are now in their 50s, 60s, that they established. They were now they're very mature, wise people. They survived through many crises, and they're real fighters. So what happened with them is that they were the founders of this ecosystem, and now they're becoming mentors and angel investors for the younger generation of entrepreneurs. And then the Generation X, which is more or less my generation, they started with their startups like 2000, 2001, and now we have, now they're becoming role models like Telerik, like guys that left to the US and established companies, like a good example is Sev1, which recently received $150 million from Bain Capital. And the Generation Y are the youngest generation that are in their early 20s, and we see a lot of startups coming from this generation. They have totally different mentality. They're not afraid to fail, which is a very common thing that we see around Europe. But they say, okay, we want to try, and they're really not relying on government or whatever. They prefer not to go in corporations, but really to start something on their own. So it's probably because we lost a generation during the crisis, and we needed probably these 15 years in order to reach to this point where these three generations are working in a great way together.